Hi everyone, welcome to Pyramid Times. Got an opportunity to introduce some spiritual books to entire humanity through this Pyramid Times. So today's pick of mine, I'm going to introduce a book called. The title of the book is Neurodharma by Rick Hanson. Neurodharma: Seven Steps to the Highest Happiness. This is such a most scientific book written by, researched by Rick Hanson. So this is what I am going to introduce today. Neurodharma: Seven Steps to the Highest Happiness by Rick Hanson is my pick. Rick Hanson is such a great spiritual scientist. He's a psychologist. He researched so much on meditation and especially Buddhism, and the entire Buddhism. He studied the Buddhistic literature so thoroughly. He researched and he has put so much of research on Buddhism and neuroscience. And this book is an outcome of his research on Buddhism and neuroscience. And I advise people to read this book, Neurodharma. In Neurodharma, it's like people's meditation life or inner journey is like a journey. How we try to climb a mountain, a big mountain needs to be climbed. So people need so much of clarity, so much of strength, so much of inner strength to pursue their meditation. So studying the entire Buddhistic literature, we can see seven aspects in a meditation journey. That is what is the real essence of this book, Neurodharma. So the first thing he emphasizes is steadiness of mind. So through meditation, this is what every individual should really cultivate. The first stage of meditation summit, to reach a meditation summit, the first step every individual need to really cultivate is steadiness of mind. Steadiness of mind means people need to pursue a practice of meditation more steadily, more regularly, more consistently, without more gaps. So the focus, the attention a person cultivates through that steady practice of meditation is the real first stage of climbing a meditation summit. So that is why they call the first step as steadiness of mind. And the second thing is, you can see most of the people, they take breathing as a practice. So the second most important thing is, while breathing, breathing in and breathing out, observing that technique of how the breath goes in and how we breathe out. Still, while doing that process, we can see most of the people are thinking about their breath. That is not the real natural meditation is. We need to feel our breath, like how the breath, once it goes into the body, how we feel it, and while breathing out, how we feel it is rather a more complete science of breathing is. That is why, after steadiness of mind, the second step to reach the meditation summit, people need to really understand their feeling body or their lovingness, how they much love themselves is rather more important. So the second step is warming the heart. Heart stands for feelings. Now, are we thinking out the meditation session, or are we really using our heart? Have we really put our heart into the meditation is what the entire second step is all about. So after the steadiness of mind, warming the heart through the feelings and through self-love is what is the second step to reach the meditation summit. That is what is discussed in this book more scientifically. So this is what is the second step, warming the heart through your lovingness towards yourself, and warming your heart and knowing your feelings more authentically is what the second step to reach the meditation summit. And the third thing is we need to really rest in the fullness. Like, we never have answers to some questions. We have so much of uncertainty prevailed in our lives. Sometimes we never get answers, but still we can really don't get carried away with the doubts or skepticism there in our life. By just resting in our fullness, we always think of how empty is our life, or how aloof or lonely we are. These things really distract every meditation aspirant or any meditation practitioner. A person who practices meditation, they need to understand that this world is full of energy, the space is full of answers. If at all we can be in that restful awareness, that breakthrough, once we understand that this entire creation is a lively creation, a mindful creation, then at any given moment of time we can get an answer for all our questions. That resting period in fullness is rather more important for every individual to pursue their meditation consistently. So the first step was steadiness of mind, the second step was warming your heart, and the third is more important. We need to rest in the fullness. Rest in the fullness is rather more a breakthrough understanding every meditator should go through and experience to reach their meditation summit. Then the fourth step is being in wholeness. So meditation is about our wholeness. It is never about our partial selves or our subpersonalities. It is not about a divided version of ourselves. Meditation makes us more integrated, more holistic, more synthesizing. So we need to really follow the spiritual direction and always opt for being in wholeness. So that is how we need to continue our meditation more scientifically, more authentically, more gradiently, and more gradually. So these are all the things discussed in such a beautiful scientific and Buddhistic background book. So that is why I advise all meditators to read this book, Neurodharma. Like, how can we become more righteous so that our brain neurons really help us to become more, we are wired to live a righteous life, we are wired to live a goodness life, we are wired to live a beautiful life. All these things are achieved through practice of meditation. These are all the real things explained in Buddhistic literature. And the next thing is receiving nowness. We need to be in now to continue and meditation practice without a break. People need to understand these processes more practically. Nowness is like our mind, our emotions, our physical aspects should be always be integrated and be present in the moment. And that is what we call it as nowness. Receiving nowness is the next step of your meditation summit. And the next thing is opening to allness. That is where once our meditation summit journey can be very smooth if we really get interconnected with all the allness which is there in every aspect, every form of life. So allness means interconnectedness. We need to see the purity, the divinity in every form. It makes our meditation journey more smooth, more continuous, more soft. So the last aspect of meditation, we can reach the meditation summit once we really comprehend the term called timelessness. So the real meditation happens in a timelessness zone. That is where our home is. That is where we need to function from. So these 7 aspects: steadiness, lovingness, wholeness, nowness, allness, and timelessness. These 7 things will, if every meditator can really understand these 7 phases of a meditation journey, and then they can live a dharma life, like a life based on righteousness. That is what even Buddha said. Dhyanam Sharanam Gacchami, Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami, and Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. these three things understood by every meditator, if they go through this beautiful spiritual scientific textbook, Neurodharma, 7 Steps to the Highest Happiness by Rick Hanson, is my advice for all people to read on the banner of Svadhyaya Yoga. And I'm very thankful to Pyramid Times giving me an opportunity to introduce some spiritual textbooks to our entire humanity, and thank you very much.